Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the NXT Ring Report. What NXT Ring Report we're going to have for you coming up? Let's get to the matches right here, right now, of what's going to be previewed and stuff for the matches. We're going to get to it right here, right now. Let's not waste no time. Talk about this right here. Kelani Jordan goes one-on-one against Lola Vice in a highly anticipated match that kick off the show. Which one of these two women will get the victory? We'll see coming up. Also, too, Ethan Page will defend the NXT title, North American title, I meant to say, against Zaria Solo Hill. Can Solo Hill win the NXT champion North American title? We'll see coming up. As well as a fatal four-way to determine who's next in line for an NXT Tag Team Championship match. They can take the color. OTM and Advantage Project determine who's next in line what's in the tag team division. As well as this, Eli Knight versus Illo full battle in a men's speed tournament final. We'll see as we get that going. And also, too, some breaking news to share with the Reverend Jesse Jackson, man that better known to say, keep hope alive. I'm going to show you that right here. Keep hope alive. Jason Jackson, one of the greatest orators and greatest speakers of all time of his generation, has passed away earlier this morning at the age of 84 years old. We're going to celebrate the life of Jesse Jackson. Also, too, did you not know Jesse Jackson had a connection to wrestling, meeting titans like Mark Henry, Titus O'Neil, including also former WWE chairman Mr. Vince McMahon, as well as the current the COO Triple H and his wife Stephanie McMahon were new Jesse Jackson. We're gonna celebrate the life of Jesse Jackson coming up here, right now, on the Pro Wrestling Show. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kendra Dix here. Lag and join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show for the NXT Ring Report. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend. Call a friend. Hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on Connect. Like we said, man, oh man, what a day it was. Waking up this morning and hearing the news that the Reverend Jesse Jackson, man, that changed, could have said changed the world with his orator speaking and his belief, passed away earlier today at the age of 84 years old. We'll celebrate Jesse Jackson. Meanwhile, a little bit later on in the show here, Pro Wrestling Show. So you'll get to see that coming up as well. All right, let's get to right now the nitty gritty of nitty gritty. Let's get to the business at hand. Let's get to this right here. Turn that music down. All right. We're gonna get to the business. Get this right here. Lola Vice taking on Kelani Jordan. I'm gonna show you Kelani Jordan versus Lola Vice. One match that was gonna be coming up. You saw right here, Kelani Jordan versus Lola Vice. Both women had something to prove. Both women had been thrown on each other's side. This all started at the Royal Rumble. What match it was going forward. We're gonna show you some pictures and some highlights and stuff about the whole entire match and what you missed. Kelani Jordan taking it to Lola Vice, pinning Lola Vice in the middle of the ring right here. Lola Vice really didn't have a chance against Kelani Jordan. I think Kelani Jordan's showing her mean streak. She did so tonight, being mean, nasty, and vicious. That's what she did tonight, showing that she is nothing to be played with. And she showed Lola Vice tonight that Lola Vice gonna have a lot of time to get at her hands down the road. But Lola Vice really paying the price, and she did so tonight, paying the price. She did right here. Enjoy her hands and raising the token of victory. Well, the continue on battle, Ricky Saints was the NXT champion, but in his way is the new champion, um, Joe Henry. I want to show you Joe Henry like quick. If we go right here, Row, Joe Henry taking it to Ricky Saints. Ricky Saints didn't know what to do. Ricky Saints is a little bit beside himself, doesn't know how to act and stuff. Ricky Saints want to know. When Joe Henry put the championship on there, Joe Henry said, "Yeah, I'll put the championship on line at Vengeance Day. We're gonna have a Vengeance Day special in 2 weeks. Ricky Saints versus Joe Henry 1-on-1 for the NXT Championship. So we'll see. Yeah, they're gonna go. I guess they're gonna move Vengeance Day to from not February to I guess March. I guess it'll still be February. Yeah. So Vengeance Day will be in February. Ricky Saints and what's his name? Joe Henry can't stand each other. We'll see how that's gonna forward from that as well. So we'll see how that's gonna go down next week. Also, too, uh, we get to this right here. Izzy Dame waiting to see who's gonna challenge her for her championship. I'm gonna show you that. A little structure is a little bit down. Izzy Dame looking to see, but she told her boys, "Hey, you need to be trying to win some gold like I'm winning gold." So you see, so how did that go? We see how that's going to go down eventually, and how that's going to play throughout. So Izzy Dane trying to see her team, the boys from the Cullen can get the tag to go. But speaking of them, the Cullen, they was in a tag team match, a fatal four way against three other tag teams, OTM, Hank and Tank, and the Vandy Project. And, got the whole entire match. We saw a lot of chaos and destruction. I'm gonna show you that right quick. Well, we thought we did, but looks like the Vanity Project steals one, and they'll be new tag team champions, new tag team contenders for the tag team goal. So we see how that's going to go. They're just stealing girls and stealing in opportunities. So I guess that's what they got to do and do what they have to do. And you can tell right here, the Vanity Project now the number one contenders for the NXT Tag Team Championship against Dark State. So we'll see if they can outlast Dark State coming up. So how there's going to speaking of Dark State still got some issues simmering around as what's his name? I forgot his name. Tony 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 D'Angelo really putting the brakes. I'm gonna show you Tony D'Angelo right quick. Tony D'Angelo, one of the members of our state, Dion. We saw that how that was going to go down, but Tony D'Angelo hasn't forgot. He was supposed to be in a match against you know who, Cutland, but I guess that just didn't work out as well. But Tony D'Angelo wants to get his hands on Dark State more ways than one. So D'Angelo looking to do so as their Dark State. So we see how that's gonna go. You see how all that's gonna play out. So we'll see how this gonna pan out. Well, speaking of that, Eli Knight and LO for battle in the men's speed tournament finals. Wasn't a defined winner. Both men couldn't make the count until Robert Stone, the general manager, came out there. I'm gonna show you Robert Stone. You can see right here. This is the count right here they were supposed to show, but neither man made it to the end. Robert Stone decided that, hey, since y'all did so impressive in that match, I want to put both of you men in the match. And Robert Stone putting both men in the match. You can see right here. It's gonna be a triple threat match for the Speed Championship next week. So it'll be Jasper toward defending his title against two men. How this gonna go out in the Speed Championship match? We will see. But this is crazy. But we're gonna see how this is gonna plan out eventually. But JC Jane calling out issue the NXT Women's Champion issue out to you know who that she trying to put a wedge between Sol Roka and Zaria. And she was trying to say that to Zaria that Sol Roka is using you. Okay. Zaria wasn't hearing all that. Sol Roka came in, told her, stop with the lie. But we see Sol Roka and Zaria have a stronger bond. But it's gonna be a point in time. You're gonna see these women explode, especially Zaria. They're dropping seeds and dropping hints that it's coming. We just don't know when it's gonna come. But Solar Roka better watch her back. Zari's gonna turn on her sooner rather than later. Even if she win the women's title, that's when we'll see Zaria's true feelings coming out to do what she need to do to beat Solar to become women's champion rather than just doing it on her own. So I would tell Solar Roka keep a keen eye on that because Zaria is the type of person they'll do something real dangerous. I can tell by looking at her, how she rolls, how she acts. So we'll see how this is gonna go. But you can tell Zaria and Zola Roka are gonna explode eventually between them. But the general manager um also made sure that he was put up trying to make sure everything was okay at the end, but you can tell it's going to explode eventually. Also, too, was the North American Championship. Ethan Page defended against Shallow Hill. Ethan Page defended the championship and retained his championship. We were trying to get pictures, but we couldn't get pictures. But hey, unfortunately, we couldn't. But hey, let's tell you what we can show you. Well, like we said, we'll see how that's going to go. Uh, let's move over to the NXT. Then ends the NXT Ring Report. Let's move over to Wrestling Hot Topics. Wrestling Hot Topics. We want to talk about this. We want to talk about the Elimination Chamber. These are the components from both the men's and women's. We see 4 men, 4 women on each side. We're just waiting on the last two. Javon Evans, Randy Orton, Trick, yeah, you might say Trick Williams, Cody Rhodes, LA Knight for the men's side. Randy Orton, a veteran. Um, LA Knight participated one. Oscar in the women's elimination chamber. She's a veteran. Alexa Bliss, a veteran, winning the first women's elimination chamber. Tiffany Stratton and Rhea Ripley. So a lot of moving parts, but like we said, we'll have the elimination chamber predict the outcome special in 2 weeks. So look for that as well as the recap. Like we said, we talked about NXT. Also, too, Ronda Rousey will be a part of Ronda Rousey will be on Netflix. She'll take on Gina Carcaro. And I guess a women's exhibition match. So we'll see that match going on. A lot of matches happening. Ronda Rousey come back out of retirement to fight for Netflix specials. That'll be Saturday, May 18th, May 16th. And then Tyrant Dome, they had the first Raw in Netflix, as well as the NBA had that little final. So a lot of stuff was going on there. Bianca Belair, we told you yesterday that she was going to undergo surgery. She said she underwent surgery for her broken finger. So Bianca Belair won't be a part of WrestleMania this year. trying to heal her finger, and hopefully everything is meant well for Bianca. All right. Also, too, I want to talk about this before we go. Today is a sad day for a lot of people, including the African American community, including everyone in every community. That's celebrating on this man right here. Today on our Connect TV pages, we had learned the unfortunate news that the Reverend Jesse Jackson has passed away at the age of 84 years old. Jesse Jackson, a protege of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the founder of the Rainbow Push Coalition, presidential candidate twice back in the 80s, voting rights advocate and global humanitarian. And his famous quote you see right here on the screen, keep hope alive. Like I said, Reverend Jackson had honored a lifetime of service, advocacy, and leadership in the fight for civil rights, economic justice, and political empowerment. Jesse Jackson will be missed. He done all. I mean, one of the all-time greats in my book. When you think about him, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Barack Obama, um, he ranks up there with my top five, especially my Mount Rushmore of black historic figures. He really paved the way for a lot of people, including myself, to he broke them doors and made it possible that you didn't have to be limited under one thing. You can be multitask and learn as you go. And sometimes like just Jazzy speak the truth, and we need people like Mr. Jackson that just tells us what we need to hear and how we move forward and return. So Jesse Jackson, forever be indebted to you, and hopefully you rest in peace and you may see comfort. Speaking of Mr. Jackson, Jesse Jackson was embedded a little bit in wrestling. He was a WWE fan. Jesse Jackson seen picture here with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, I would say near a decade ago. And Jesse Jackson, you see right here with our truth. Jesse Jackson, really trailblazers, just like Mark Henry and Titus O'Neil. So everybody trailblazed, even to the point. This had to be a decade ago because Dolph Ziggler was their Continental Champion. So Jesse Jackson, a decade ago, 2016, and then in 2025, he passed away. Jesse Jackson will be indelibly missed. Even took a picture with former chairman Vince McMahon. Jesse Jackson knew a thing or two about politics and stuff like that. So he will be missed, and we here on the Pro Wrestling Show honor Mr. Jackson and keep his legacy going. That's how you look back in the history and see what he done and all the great things he was trying to accomplish, and he did. So well done job, sir. Um, we're gonna leave you here on the Pro Wrestling Show right here, right now. We'll see you tomorrow for the AEW Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show.